Welcome to math. Taking out your math notebook, please answer these three problems. Bring them to our small group. Pause the video now so you have time to do that. Today's learning target, I can divide numbers with the traditional algorithm. Wait, what's a learning target? Write down what you know about learning targets. I would imagine your list would have 5 to 8 things on it. Our learning target today is to divide. We're going to spend a few moments talking about what this might look like. And we're also then going to talk about this word traditional algorithm. Traditional, just like in multiplication, it means long established. So the exact same approach and why we are moving into a traditional multiplication algorithm or way to multiply is because it's a lot more efficient than using place value. And we recognize that using place value when we divide takes a long time. And so we are going to introduce to you another way to do it that may be a little bit faster. Parts of division problems are really important as we're going to be dividing. The dividend is the number right inside here. Divisor is the outside number. And the quotient is the answer to division problems. Here's another way you might be seeing this. If I were to put this example into a system like this, it would look like this. 12 would be the dividend, 3 the divisor, and 4 is the answer or the quotient. I'm really impressed with seeing some of you write this in your notebook right now. It's a great strategy. Here are 4 different ways that you might see division represented. All of these are division symbols. This is a slanted line. I would say this is probably the most common, as well as this line slanted around like this. And a fraction. Many students don't realize that a fraction is a division. So if you were to rewrite 42 divided by 3, you'd probably do it something like this. Thanks again for being so proactive in writing these symbols down. Because we are familiar with place value, we could use patterns to divide, like 180 divided by 20. We know that there is a 10 that we both could eliminate in these to make it 18 divided by 2, which would be a little bit simpler in recognizing the answer, or the quotient is 9. Sometimes we don't always have this option, and so sometimes we might need a traditional long division approach, using divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Yesterday you watched a short video about the division man, and here is just a reminder of dividing, multiplying, subtracting, and bringing down your numbers. Today we're going to divide 83 by 3. So let's give this a shot. First thing I'm going to be doing is thinking about my facts with 3. So over in this corner here I have 3 times 2. I'm going to write that down. I know that's 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. Continue to fill this out as you follow along. So it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry about that. 24. Oops. Now that I have written this down, I am able to have a reference before I multiply. So I'm wondering how many times 3 can go into 8. Looking over here, I see 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9. Unfortunately, 9 is larger or greater than 8, so I'm going to have to just stick with the 6. 3 times 2, and multiply 3 times 2, I get 6. So I'm going to subtract, divide, subtract, divide, multiply, subtract now. 8 minus 6 is 2. I'm going to bring down this number right here, which is 3. So now I'm curious to see how many times 3 can be multiplied into 23. Looking over here, I see 21 and 24. Unfortunately, 24 is too large, so we'll have to use this number, which is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. I divided, I multiplied, now I'm going to subtract. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. There's nothing left to bring down, so I know that I am finished with this problem, and this 2 then becomes a remainder in my quotient. So here is my final answer. Same approach right now. Please go ahead and write the facts of 5 down in this table. Do that now on your paper. I'm going to start working on this with you, then I'm going to leave you to finish this problem. 5 goes in to 1 0 times because it's greater. So now I'm going to start looking at 14. I know that 2 times 5 is 10 and 3 times 5 is 15. 15 unfortunately is too large, so we will stick with the 2 times 5. 5 times 2, multiplying these together, again gets me 10. I'm going to subtract. 14 minus 10 is 4. My next step is to bring down the number. 42. Thinking again at this table that you have filled out. Because 5 times 9 is 45, it's too large, so I'm going to have to go back to 40, or 5 times 8. There's nothing again to bring down, so this becomes my remainder, and this little r stands for remainder, the number that's left, my quotient or my answer. Okay, try this one on your own since I ended up helping you with the whole thing. Here you go. I'll bring this to class.